Oh, the hypocrisy of the left. It's never ending. Oh my God. Do they never look back at the shit they espouse and realize just how fucking crazy it is? Do they not wonder? I mean, I suppose when you're stuck in your own echo chamber, when you're living inside that bubble, right? Like, but wow. This is in reference to, as most people are probably aware now because it's trending, right? Milo Yiannopoulos, the gay conservative guy, right? That he just loves poking holes in the leftist narrative and pointing out their hypocrisies. But it reached a whole new level this week, or just the other day, when this whole debacle, he was in an argument or debate with that, whatever, that black lady from the Ghostbusters movie, whatever her name is. Anyways, and he ends up getting banned from Twitter permanently, right? Permanently. And you see, I mean, that's the thing. When you watch the comments and all these articles, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter itself, you'll see the people that are defending. Well, yeah. Well, hey, Twitter's a private company. They don't have to abide by the First Amendment and free speech and all this and da-da-da-da-da. It's a private company, so if they don't want to have people like Milo on there, it's their prerogative, goddammit. Yet, where were these lefties? I mean, think of the opposite way they were thinking and the bullshit they were espousing when remember the thing with the Christian bakery that refused to bake a cake for the gay couple? Well, could you imagine? I love it. Like, put that scenario right next to this whole Twitter thing. Or that baker owned there was a private company that those bakers owned, and yet they didn't. There's actually a lot more places to go and get a cake baked. Whereas Twitter, there's only, let's face it, I mean, there's only one Twitter, there's one Facebook, there's a few other little platforms, but, in the world of monopolization, there's no real competition out there anymore, right? But think about the hypocrisy. Do you think anyone on the left would be defending the gay baker saying, hey, that's a private company, they shouldn't have to bake a cake for gay couples? Once again, hypocrisy. They were completely against it. Matter of fact, I think they ended up legislating and basically forcing these bakers to have to bake the cake. So I mean, once again, authoritarians completely. That's the thing with people on the left. They'll look at you and as if we're so kind and compassionate and empathetic and our arms are wide stretch open. Only if you're fucking believers of their same bullshit ideology. If you're against anything, they will fucking throw you under the bus, and they won't even bat an eye, won't lose a minute of sleep over it. These people are vile, evil, despicable, and yes, very much hypocrites. Once again, this one is in reference to Ted Cruz. You see, once again, the left going on about Ted Cruz, as with most conservatives that were, opponents of Trump, right? A lot of them, I mean, think about them. They all stayed away from the show. All the establishment ones, right? All the neocons. Think about it. All the neocons that the lefties are supposed to hate, none of them showed up to the convention. But yet, instead of the lefties saying, oh, this is actually great, they were like, look at how divided these fuckers are, and even Cruz, which none of those idiots, no one on the left would ever defend Cruz. They hated him almost as much as they hated fucking Trump. But when he didn't endorse Trump, look at how divided all you fucks are. I mean, what that tells any normal, sane, critically thinking human being is, wait a minute. The people that you hate and the neocons are all against Trump. Doesn't that maybe you should be fucking not against Trump if Trump is representation against the person that's representative of all the things that you're against. He's completely in line with you based on all the rhetoric you espouse most of the time. But now, hey Trump, I want Hillary. Especially the women and the feminazi women, I should say. Oh, she has a vagina, therefore I have to forget about any common sense, logic, or reason, and Hillary. But look what happened with Bernie Sanders. All the people that thought Bernie Sanders was going to be like the next, like the Ron Paul moment 2.0 or something. Yeah, well, what happened there? He sold all of his supporters, all the donors, the small donors, all the people that, you know, stood behind him through thick or thin throughout the whole process, right? And yet he sold all of them up the river and endorsed Hillary. But yet they'll clamor, the left, you see, watch, they'll come up with a million excuses. A million excuses why that's a good thing. We all got to come together and like I say, the level of hypocrisy just on those two aspects lately alone is, I mean, once most people have had time to digest this stuff, well, that's the thing. Most people's attention span is so short that I suppose they might not even go far enough into digging into this and realize just how rampant the level of hypocrisy is these days. Hopefully they will. Hopefully it will settle in and reflect at least somewhat. The show just, yeah. Not only are you people on the wrong side of the spectrum as far as promoting central planning and all this shit, but even in the bullshit stage of politics, not that I pick any side, but I don't believe in rulers, period. But I mean, if you're anti-establishment, you know, I mean, think about it. Even Trump, he financed his own campaigns, not taking any money from the big wigs on Wall Street. You people on the left are supposed to be against all these Wall Streeters and all these fucks, and, you know, I mean, you had Peter Thiel coming out like he's a gay guy, right? Coming out to the fucking on stage in the Republican convention. Trump himself said he'll defend the LGBT community. I mean, holy crap! How can you be a lefty and still support a basic, like, Hillary is basically like a neocon, pure establishment, cozies up to Wall Street, big time funded by Wall Street, and yet, and now we're seeing the leaked emails how she threw basically her and her campaign threw Bernie under the bus, and yet you're gonna still defend her? Like, wow. I mean, if you do it, even if you're a woman, even if you do it because vagina, right? Or you socialist because I hate Trump or whatever, right? After November, no matter who wins, remember that hangover moment, in the U.S., that 4-year hangover where you're going to be reminded constantly. I think you're going to live to regret this bullshit. I really do. This is crazy. Let's see what comes up next. I guess we'll have to stay tuned, right? It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.